Thursday. Did you get it, Joey?
You're good now.
I'm just making sure. Welcome again. Glenn is out today. I do apologize. He's not feeling very well. He should be back tomorrow. Business as usual. So it will be a little bit different of a trending Thursday than what you're used to. But I do have the man, the myth, the legend. If you're trying to learn about options, I will say right now, this is the guy. I watched his videos when I first started at VectorVest back in 2014, and that's how I began my journey in options. So I'm going to hand it over. Ron, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, Ron, how are you doing today?
Not too bad.
All right, so I hear you got some great news for VV Nation today.
I do. So as you guys know, when I come on, I'm always out here talking about something I'm doing with options. So this is no different. But if you have questions about anything, let me know, of course. We are launching our income challenge, which is learning one option trade on the SPX. And this is a trade that I've been doing for 15 years now. Over the last 15 years, you know, it's returned over 3.5% compounding returns. It's been 3.5% per month. It's been a really good trade over the long haul. We've had, you know, last year was a little bit lower than I'd like to be on the profit side. This year we're kind of teetering a little bit, but this is a trade that I've been doing for 15 years. It's been a very solid block of what I do as an options trader. And I like this for those of you that are wanting to learn options, that want to learn something quick, simple, but it's such a good pathway, if you will, into other types of options trades. Okay. This is really the best chance to do it with this investing challenge. Like I said, it really boils it down to one trade. I'm going to teach you 2 trade types. It's something that, you know, you can do this trade in 5 minutes a week. And again,
the SPX trade, from my understanding, this is a mechanical trade, right? To help prevent the emotions from getting involved into the trading system itself. You lay out all the ground.
It really is.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is. The nice thing about this trade is, you know, you don't have to know about all the nuts and bolts of how options work. You don't need to learn about Vega and Theta and Gamma and Rho and all that kind of stuff, because I'm going to teach you really everything you need to know.
Okay.
We're going to do it on one chart, the SPX. It's really simple. You find a certain option, you buy an option as protection. We've got pre-built profit targets that you can put in with your broker. We've got stops. The risk reward of this trade over the past, again, 15 years has been about 1-to-1. So you make $150 when you're right, you lose $150 when you're wrong. You only really need like a $5,000 account to start. It's just, It's such a good entryway into learning how to do options as an income. So that's why we call it the income challenge, because it's really more of an income trade. You can be right on the trade even when you're wrong about the market. And that's what's so beautiful about this.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Nope.
So just to let everybody know, this is going to be next week, correct? The 18th and 19th?
Right. We're going to do some introductory sessions next week on Wednesday and Thursday. And then the class, the workshop, I guess you could say, the class kicks off the very next week.
Okay.
We're going to have you trading this strategy in a couple weeks. We're going to be there with you when you place your first trade to make sure you're doing everything right. Everything that we do live is recorded. So this is really an options trade that you can get up and started with in just a couple of weeks. It's not that hard. And it's, like I said, the cool thing about this is it's such a good pathway into what you can do with options. So if you've never traded an option before and you want something that's kind of like a turnkey system, this really will get you started well.
Hey, I like it. Now, that being said, the course is the following week, correct?
I believe so, yes. It starts right away.
And it should all be recorded in case anybody can miss the sessions?
Yep, everything in the course is recorded. Once you sign up for it, if you want to do it, sign up for it. You get all the classes up front. We do some live review sessions with you, and then we'll do live trading with you on Mondays as well.
And you actually have videos with some of the major brokerages, right? So if people have questions on actually how to set up these trades in some of the brokerages, you have that there in the course, don't you, from what I understand?
I do.
Okay, that's what I thought. I remember seeing that, which I felt was very helpful, because you can, learn about it, through you, but you really got to learn, how to put the trade in through the broker. And I find that very helpful.
Yeah, I always joke and say, like, 10% is the trade, 90% is the broker. So yeah, I've got videos for Thinkorswim and E-Trade and Fidelity and Ally. Hopefully at some point this year I'll have videos for Tasty Trade, because I have an account with them now too. But yeah, we'll teach you the whole thing from putting in with the broker to everything you need to know.
Now, because I've got Ron here, I wasn't able to see the comments, but Joey helped me out. I can see the comments here. Joey, will you put the link in the comments? Because I see where I got a lot of questions here about it. Okay, you do have it. Excellent. And especially with the volatile market right now, we've seen the roller coaster the last, yesterday and today, a very simple income strategy, not a bad thing to have in your tool belt, right? During this current market situation.
And the good thing is, even with the volatility, I always look at this as a, glass half open kind of thing, or glass half full. It's like, even when the trade goes against you, it is such a limited risk trade that none of these trades are ever going to hurt you.
Okay.
So yeah, you're going to have winners, you're going to have losers. Over the course of the 15 years I've been doing this trade's about 58% successful.
Okay.
But that 8% that were better than 50 is the key there. And again, because we're only making, we're risking $150, we're making $150. It's such an easy strategy. And the cool thing about this is you don't need any option software. Like you guys know, most of you would know from VectorVest, I use Options Pro. But for a trade like this, you just use your broker. You go right into your broker, pull up a graph of the S&P 500. You got your option chain there. You got everything you need in pretty much every broker that has options trading. Okay. Like I said, it's a good way to do something simple.
Like I said, I learned how to trade options a long time, many years ago from your videos, and I've kept up with them. And what I find interesting, even though you're only going to learn this one trade, because I've watched this presentation before, you actually get a good understanding how options work in general. If you are planning, like you said, if you're brand new to options, and options can be very risky. So I do like the fact that, luckily I had you as a mentor and I was able to not get into those risky, wipe out your account type trades. Because if you've ever traded options, especially if you're new to options, it happens. It's been known to happen. So I think this is a great way, to put new option investors on the right path. That's not real dangerous, because options can be dangerous in the beginning, but I do know the strategy, and yes, this is probably one of the safest option strategies out there. And you said you've been doing 15 years, right?
Yeah, I started trading the SPX. I was an S&P futures trader for the longest time.
Okay.
And then when I transitioned into options, it was kind of like, well, I might as well just trade options on the S&P futures. And then as I continue, I'm like, well, I might as well trade them on the SPX index too. So that was it. That's how I kind of transitioned. Now, of course, with VectorVest, I trade all kinds of stocks and everything too.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been an SPX trader since the beginning, the E-mini trader since 97. So I got started with the S&P a long time ago.
Nice. Well, before I let you go, continues business as usual. Anything else that you want to tell everybody?
I don't think so, but like you were saying, one of the things about options is, people have this assumption of their own, and they're really risky. The best thing about options is we set up trades where we know risk up front. Because people always ask me, Ron, can't you lose? I've been in systems like this where you make money for 3 months, and then you lose it all in one trade. The one thing about options is, your risk up front. You just don't put yourself in a position where that can happen, and you won't have it happen to you. That's what this does. Like I said, it's such a good system that's been working for a long time, but it lays the foundation for so much more for you as a stock investor as well. So it's beautiful.
Correct. I love it. Like I said, I've watched many of your courses before, whether you are a novice to an expert options trader. Ron, you are phenomenal to watch. I've learned a lot from you. My strategies aren't quite yours because I'm much younger and don't do too many retirement strategies, but I know how to do them once I get there. And honestly, I might actually watch that course. You said it's the following week, correct?
It is, yes.
All right. Yeah, I might have to participate in that because it's, even though it's never a bad idea to brush up on new skills. That's what I will say. Never a bad idea to brush up on new skills. But yeah, I know you are in your car and you got to run, but I'm glad that you're able to stop by. But being that, Joey, what we'll do is we'll post it in the comment section. Or did you pin it?
Yep, both.
Okay, you did both? All right, perfect. Well, Ron, hey, it's been a pleasure, and hopefully next time you join the show, it'll actually be Glenn.
Yeah, well, hey, Glenn, it's all good.
Yeah. Hey, well, it's been a pleasure, Ron. You take care, and I'll see you again, okay? See you next week,
Thank
actually.
you so much for having me on.
Hey, take care. Bye.
Bye.
All right, now that Ron is gone, let me just adjust the computer screen for one moment. But yeah, the registration link, that's what you're looking at just to the side of me right now. The website, if you're just tuning in, Joey has got it pinned in the comment section as well. So if you have any issues, just go to VectorVest.com, click on the education tab. You'll see it right there. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. And let's see what the market's doing before we get in these stories real quick. move this around. All right. Okay, let's see. All right, so the markets are still up. You know, after yesterday's wild ride, you know, I didn't know what they were going to be doing by the time me and Ron got talking. Let's see here. Dow Jones up 152, NASDAQ 183. A little bit of a rocky start this morning. I don't know if you saw that or not, but you know, they were dipping into negative territory. All of them actually went negative at one point. Didn't last very long, but the quick round really came around. Let me move this chat window over real quick, Joey. Why won't this move? There we go. Oh, wait, no. There we go. All right, now I can see your chat. Sorry. All right, now let's get to it here. So yesterday we saw the confirm flashing down, right? Now I saw that in the morning. We had 3 red lights, but the rally that started at 10:50 in the morning yesterday was phenomenal, right? I know I recorded that video last night, and I'm glad because, I mean, when I was looking at the program, 3 red lights, confirm down was flashing, but something really said just don't buy contra ETFs, and I'm glad I did that video last night because, look, we got the primary wave up. Hopefully, if you did buy contra ETFs in the morning, hopefully you put some kind of stops on them, you know, at some point yesterday, because they would still be running from you even into today. I mean, Dow Jones 163, NASDAQ 178. The BSR, though, a little bit of a jump there, but it's still unfavorable. So the overall health of the market right now, you know, not that great, but the primary wave will be confirmed if it remains up, you know, into the close. But right now we're seeing the flash with the primary wave. Again, you know, we all know one day is not a trend, but this right here is, you know, giving me fair warning that potentially the VectorVest composite or the broad market is going to close higher than it was yesterday, or sorry, from 5 days ago. Coming off this yellow light here, we got 66.79. Oh wait, no, sorry, off this red light here. I should even know that because I thought about it yesterday. We can't get a green light today because we can't go off from this red light to tomorrow. Or sorry, this red light from 5 days ago to a green light today. So tomorrow is going to be the earliest we're going to see a green light, right? That's going to be the earliest. And if the primary wave stays up and we get a green light tomorrow, the confirmed call remained up even through this, you know, this volatility here. That's optimistic for the market in general, right? So now that we did a little bit of a recap on the market, let's take a look at some of the headlines I have for you today. Some good stories here. Let's see here. Watching TSM and HMY, but saying with the VectorVest composite sale, still wait and see where the market is going. Yeah, Troy, you know, any stock right now, if you are purchasing it, you're taking a little bit more of a risk. Yeah, there's more upside potential, but if you don't have the time or the discipline to manage that risk, maybe, or you know, the stomach to withstand some volatility over the next few days, probably better off to wait, right? It's a personal choice, but right now, if you do buy, I'm not mad at it. Trust me, I'm not mad at it at all. But just let you know, it's a little volatile, a little risky right now. Now, what's moving the market today? It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Most of you guys already know we had wholesale prices along with the unemployment benefits. Now, wholesale prices, one thing I did like about this, look at this. On the 12-month basis, PPI is at 1.7%, right? That's a good number to be at. Now excluding food and energy, core PPI came in at 3.3%. So you can still see food and energy, not helping the cause there. But overall, the market seems pretty optimistic about it. And I think we're probably going to be getting that interest rate cut, right? Let's be honest. It just matters whether it's a quarter point or 50 basis point. I would probably think a quarter point, at this point, that way the Federal Reserve kind of tiptoe in. But that being said, the unemployment, that was the other big data that came out this morning as far as economic news. Not far off expectations. It was higher. The estimate came in at 225,000, while the actual number is only at 230,000. So not much hotter than expected, right? Lunar and Alar moving nicely today. Gold, yeah, there's a lot of things moving up, and we're going to definitely get to those. Now, these are the 3 stories I have for today. We've got Airbus. Now, Airbus, Glenn has talked about it before. He said during Boeing's problems, Airbus is the play, right? We all know about the planes. We've all seen the memes and the funny videos. Boeing, nothing good is going on with Boeing, right? Well, even more recently, they had, an issue with their space launch, right? Well, Airbus is not standing still. You can see right here, the venture is launching $155 million dollar fund focused on deep tech, including space. Now that's what I find interesting, because not only is Airbus trying to, obviously, fill the void for Boeing's aircraft, but now it looks like they're trying to fill the void when it comes to their spacecraft as well. Because we all know, I'd have to look at the news, but I'm pretty sure the astronauts are still stuck at the International Space Station. And Boeing's, spacecraft made it to Earth. I think that was a few days ago, if I'm not mistaken here. Now, all right, Ramor says, I'm thinking the Fed will do a 25 basis point so as not to rock the boat. That's what I'm thinking, Ramor. I think they're going to, ease into it. I think 50 basis points would be a little aggressive and optimistic, just, given the situation that we're in right now. Bill, what'd you say here? 155 million towards going to space is chump change. Yeah, Bill. It's not going to get the job done, $155 million, right? But it tells you their ambition, though. And their ambition is, essentially what Boeing's doing. Boeing started space aircraft and went to spacecraft. You can see Airbus, they don't have the bad publicity of, doors flying off planes right now. So they're like, why not get into the spacecraft business? So this being said, I still think Airbus is the play to have, to fill that void from Boeing itself. And this right here just shows you their ambition, right? They're not coming just after Boeing's spacecraft business. When you get time, can you provide an opinion on Boeing BA? This company offers some play, but I'm not sure when to get in and out. How can I use the fast lane? Well, Scott, Boeing has to go up in order to use the fast lane, and I don't know if that's the case. I haven't looked at it in actually I looked at it this morning. But yeah, we'll look at it here in just a little bit, because that's definitely got to do with the Airbus story. At first I was thinking, when the first news broke out as far as Boeing, bottom fishing on Boeing, I didn't think that was a great idea, just because the VectorVest software still had it being pretty overvalued, and I definitely don't want to get a overvalued company with so much bad publicity around it. But yeah, let's take a look on the chart here, and as well, talk about bottom fishing, bad news stocks. That's tonight's 6 p.m. video. It's going to be on CrowdStrike and SMCI. I'm not going to talk about those today. I'm not going to pull up the graphs on them. So if you're going to give me SMCI as your stock, just don't waste your time. Choose another stock. Watch the video tonight, because I don't want to spoil it. But it's really good information, because I do see some trade setups, coming to fruition with those two companies. Obviously, there's some risk there because they are bad news stocks, but definitely check it out. Boeing sold a whole whopping 5 planes last month. It will be quality that they need to address. Yeah, Boeing's in trouble, right? And that Airbus they're the company to fill the void. And now they're trying to fill that void, hopefully in the future, with their their space ambitions. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But either way, Boeing's got the bad publicity. Airbus, they are best positioned. I think they're the only ones really in the position to, to fill that void of aircraft demand. Now, the next one I've got here. Oh, what? Okay. So this is a good one here. This is actually 2 gaming stocks. Electronic Arts versus Take-Two Interactive, right? When this article pretty much tell you that they are choosing Take-Two Interactive just because, I don't know if you know about this, I don't know if a lot of you are gamers or not, but Grand Theft Auto 6. That's right, Grand Theft Auto 6 expected to be out next fall. That's, I'll be honest, probably the most highly anticipated video game in the last decade to come out. Everyone's been waiting on this. NVIDIA turned back to a buy today. Bill, what'd I say? I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks. Anytime NVIDIA goes under our valuation, buy it up, right? So don't be mad if you missed the ability to purchase an undervalued NVIDIA. I told you. I said it on AMA last week several times. Even bought it, like I said, 2 shares myself. I'm thinking about buying a couple more shares of NVIDIA. It's a great stock, right? Obviously it's not a low market cap stock anymore. So the possibility of getting, 10 bags out of it, that's, not, I'm not gonna say it's out of the question, but that doesn't seem very feasible. But it's gonna, NVIDIA's gonna be a good stock. It's gonna give you great returns. And I have no doubt that's probably gonna outperform some of the major indices, right? Over the next couple months. Now, so this is called Take-Two Interactive. Like I said, if most of you, if you're not a gamer, if you got kids who are gamers, trust me, they're probably going to have it on the Christmas list. This is the stock to have here. Take-Two Interactive. I'm going to tie this into the other article I have, which is going to be Microsoft. Now here, Microsoft to cut 650 jobs at its Xbox gaming unit, right? Now, at first, that sounds pretty alarming when you think about it, but essentially, they're just trying to cut costs because of their acquisition with acquisition of Activision Blizzard. That's a tongue twister for $69 billion. So you can see that they're just trying to essentially just pay that off, right? Try to cut costs so that way they could justify that purchase here. But Xbox and Microsoft is going to benefit from Grand Theft Auto's release as well. Me personally, other than just, trying to justify the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, I have a feeling that, and I haven't seen the actual figures of this, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Xbox gaming unit sales have been on the decline. And the reason why is because the rise of the gaming PC or gaming computer. I know those have gotten a lot more popular, especially since COVID. But guess what? Microsoft's going to benefit from that as well because their products are all inside gaming computers. So I think it's going to be a win-win situation. I know it's a little early right now for Grand Theft Auto, pumping these stocks up, but I'm giving you 12 months of warning. Put these stocks on your radar. That is Take-Two Interactive and Microsoft. And we're going to jump into the VectorVest 7 software. Actually, we go ahead and do that now. Let's see here. We drag this back over here. Let's see how these stocks match up. All right. So we got Microsoft. That's going to be the top rated stock here. We see trading at $426. It is overvalued right now. We only value it at $309. So you are paying a premium for this stock. Still a good company. Man, let's be honest here. One of the Mag Sev stocks, one of the largest market cap companies out in the world right now. Might be the largest. It's usually neck and neck with NVIDIA, just depending on what NVIDIA is doing today. But look, RVRS, fundamentally sound, right? Is in a downtrend right now. Hold rating, VST 1.21. So yeah, this is definitely the safer pick of these three companies, especially if you're going to play Grand Theft Auto. This is going to be more aggressive, be more volatile. Yeah, the potential for reward is probably greater, especially as news breaks out more about Grand Theft Auto. But essentially, if you want to be safe, play this space, Microsoft. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, more of a trading perspective, Take-Two Interactive, right? You see they're both up today. And then we've got Airbus here. Airbus actually down today. We value the stock at $36, or sorry, it's trading at $36. We valued at $34, so fairly valued, right? RVRS not there, relative timing in a downtrend. So these companies, not the you would think Airbus, and let's take a look at this. Let's view stock graph. I mean, Airbus is dropping as well. You would expect it to be doing a lot better than Boeing right now, but it's definitely not. You can see it did have some momentum to the upside here, but with all the moving averages, not in our favor right now from a news standpoint. Yes, sounds good, right? From a technical standpoint, if you're thinking about bottom fishing or using this to, play against Boeing, not mad. If you're going to jump in, if you want to be more conservative, getting price back above the 20-day exponential moving average, see the 3 and 8 change around, just, giving a sense of momentum. Otherwise, Airbus has supply chain issues. Yep, that's probably why it's not doing very good as well, right? But if you were going to try to bottom fish on this and purchase it today, I'd put a stop right below it, right around 35 at this support level here. Because either it's going to work or it's not going to work. You'll find out pretty quickly, right? Let me close out of this. So these are the stocks, from the news stories here. Like I said, the Microsoft story, that has to do with the layoffs at Xbox. Take-Two, that's really going to get its pump by next fall with Grand Theft Auto. Like I said, if you're not a gamer, ask any gamer, ask any kid. They probably know what Grand Theft Auto is. And I have a feeling it's going to bring a lot of revenue in for them. Now, Airbus, after looking at the chart here, the story sounded good. The chart, not so good, right? So if you do want to wait on, I'd prefer waiting on it, wait for the moving averages to get in our favor. And then let's just add Boeing because someone asked about Boeing. So let's just take a look at that before we get to the other ones, because I've got two other lists for you. I've got big movers and I've got a bullish engulfing list. So let's see here. Look at Boeing. RT 0.82. That's not much different than Airbus's 0.82. Fundamentally, it is weaker than Airbus. So yeah, if I was going to pick one of these two companies, I want to pick either right now, but I was going to pick one, it'd probably be Airbus for sure. The sales growth rate, -15 here. I'm not surprised by that because you heard the comment before. I think someone said they only sold, 4 planes last month? And that doesn't sound like a lot of planes, right? All right, so let's move on here. We got the bullish engulfing. If you don't know what everyone here know what a bullish engulfing pattern is? Do most people know what a bullish engulfing pattern is? If not, let's just right-click, go to View Stock Graph. I could show you one real quick. Boo. All right. So the open and where the close is, the open's going to be lower than yesterday's open. And the close, well, it's not closed right now, but the current price right now would be higher than the high of yesterday, right? So you can see this candlestick pretty much just swallows the candlestick before it. It's the same thing. They have a bearish engulfing one as well. So essentially a bearish engulfing, I was trying to see if they had one here, but no, not one right here. Essentially it would just be the same, just this candlestick would dwarf the one before it, right? The high or the body of the candlestick would be wider than the candlestick before it. So that's why they call it engulfing, right? Because it's literally just engulfing the candlestick before. Airbus has supply chain. Remors has 5 planes, right? So they got 1 extra plane, Remor than my 4. But let's close out of it. But that's a bullish engulfing candlestick, right? It's a candlestick pattern. But look at it. I got the 3 and 8 here. This actually looks like a great trade setup. Look at 3 converging to the 8, bullish candlestick, price action above the 20-day exponential moving average. Looks like it's finding support here. We're seeing these bottom candlesticks. This is Allstate Court. Actually, let's graph all of these because these look like some good trade setups just after that first one. Give you some ideas here. So we see the first one here. We're seeing that support level, the buyers coming in. Let's go to the next one. Here's another bullish engulfing candlestick. The 3 remains above the 8-day, so it's still holding in the trade. Doesn't look as good as the Allstate one we just had before, but still looks good. Price action above the 20-day. Yeah, everything looks good there with that one. All right, this is a beautiful trade setup as well. We do have an upper wick here, so if we could take out that upper wick, looks like the high 767. Right now it's at 756, so 10 cents away, right? We can take out today's high, get confirmation of momentum. And look, I didn't even put 3 and 8 crossover as a requirement for these stocks, but look, 3 just crossed above the 8-day moving average, showing that momentum. This also looks like a great trade setup. Oh, Ryan, I've heard of this stock before, right? The chemical company. I'm sure you guys have all heard of this one. Here's another one. We got AIZ. This is Assurant Inc. It is a bullish engulfing candlestick. I'd wait for confirmation. We are above the 20, 3 and 8's above the 20. I like that. But if I get that 3 back above the 8, and we've got some room, a little bit more wiggle room before we get into a level of resistance at the prior high, this actually looks pretty good as well. Here we've got AGX. Look at this big gap up today. Boeing was churning out 30 to 50 planes per month when times were good. See, I knew the number was well into the double digits for more. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've read this, I should say researched the story on it, but I knew it was definitely in the double digits. 30 to 50 planes a month down to 5. I honestly think there's going to be more discounts on Boeing ahead, but we'll see. Right now, look, 3 is above the 8. This upper wick, not a fan of that. We got to take out that upper wick, before I get enthusiastic by any means. Here we've got TGTX. I mean, overall, just look at 3 months here, lower left to upper right. Whether you're going to be a trader or not, just, in a position in general, this stock is doing what you want it to do, moving up. This is a good company right here. It is drug. So I've got to say, that being in the drug space, probably a little bit more volatile in nature than most. But you see the 3 remaining above the 8. We've got the bullish engulfing candlestick here. Price action above the 20-day. For this one here, we are seeing some consolidation. We're at 23. I'd want to surpass this high I'd want to take out this upper wick here. We've got 4 upper wicks showing some resistance at this level here. So we could take out this high, 24.50. It's only $1 away. You know, give up $1 for some confirmation. Otherwise, if you decide to jump in earlier, again, you know, just always have an exit strategy. Have some kind of stop in place now. Don't let it get emotional. All right, so those are the trade setups. I hope you enjoyed those. I don't know if Glenn ever does bullish engulfing candlestick patterns for you guys, but if you enjoyed that, because obviously I like to know what you enjoy, put a 1 in the comments section. You know, I always want to give you good trade ideas here. If you didn't enjoy the bullish engulfing pattern stage, if you don't like that kind of stuff, just put a 2 so that way I get some feedback and, you know, adjust these accordingly going forward. 1, 1, 1. Okay, everyone likes those. Yeah, I know you guys like trade ideas. Everyone wants to make some money, right? I mean, we just got the best CPI report since 2021 yesterday. That's why I was like, I can't get behind contra ETFs right now, even though I saw 3 red lights. The confirm down was flashing. But that's the power of that confirmed call signal. It was flashing, right? It gave you warning yesterday morning, but it remained up, and it's up again today. It kept us in. That's why I like the VectorVest program. All right, let's see. I'll close out of this grab. All right, the next one, we got big movers. So if you like high flyers, you like fast moving stocks, you got time at your computer to do some day trading or some, you know, some active swing trading, this might be for you here. Now look at these percent price changes. The lowest one on the list is 22%. We got Summit Therapeutics here, but let's graph these. I always look forward to learning from the game. Well, thank you, Ramor. Maybe we should spend more time with candlesticks, you know? Are you guys all familiar with candlesticks? Or is that something that you may have some weakness in and, you know, want more guidance? We can, you know, I can do a 6 p.m. video on candlesticks here. I've done, I think, like 2, but it's been a while. Maybe we can do a candlestick video. That's not a bad idea. All right, let's zoom in here because this one's high flying. Oh, yeah, that's a high flyer, but look at the body on that candlestick. Very little upper wick right now. I mean, huge gap. That went from $16 to $21. So I would imagine news related. We'll check earnings. Doesn't look like earnings. So there's definitely some kind of news here. It's computer. Oh, that's Netgear. Okay, I'm familiar with Netgear. Let's see, computer networks. Interesting. Anybody know what happened with Netgear? That's a pretty popular company. Yes, please spend time on candlesticks. Candlestick video, that would be great. Yes, need more on. Okay, well, you guys answered it. We're definitely gonna do some more time on candlesticks. What time is it right now? Because I know we had Ron 2:32. Let's get through these stocks. I am going to take your stocks, and then I'm gonna talk with Glenn when he gets better. We're gonna incorporate some more candlesticks in the live streams for you guys. All right. But as far as today, let's look at the 1 day here because this is mostly gonna be day trades. Look at these high flyers. Oh, yeah, brand new high. There's the support level right there. 3's above the 8. It remains above. As long as you can stay, if you're going to get in it, I would like it to, I'd put a tight stop at 2160. I mean, you got a clear level of support, brand new high. You're going to find out if this stock's going to keep rocking and rolling here pretty shortly, right? So there's not much time to waste. If it doesn't keep rocking and rolling, you're out real quick. You lose 10 cents. Otherwise, you know, if it's the momentum continues into the close, you can thank me later. We got Summit Therapeutics here. This is the 1 hour. Let's scroll back. I don't like it. All the move was this morning. A lot of consolidation. You know, if it decides to rally in the late day, I'd put alert here right at the high, 28.62. If we get a couple cents above that, hey, I'm all for it. But right now, I like the one I just saw more than that one. PLCE, Children's Place. Hey, that's beautiful. Bottom left, top right, right? And I'm almost pretty sure we could draw a freehand line right here. Pretty close to a freehand line. Yeah, there you go. 3 just crossed below the 8. We're seeing a little bit of sell-off here. But as long as it can remain above this trend line, I'm optimistic. Ride it into the close. These high flyers, you know, if you want to keep them overnight, you know, I don't know what time your brokerage is shut down or what brokerages you're using, but just be careful because a lot of these were gap up stocks. So me personally, I'm looking at day trades here. OMEX, this is exactly what we don't want. This is just a perfect, looks like it's just going to round out here. I'm going to skip that one in general. T-Non, yeah, I'm going to take your, sorry, we're already did AGX, leave it out. Oh, did we, was that? Oh, yeah, we did. We got Teenan here. Let's look at a 1 month chart with Teenan. Look at that upper wick. Nope, that's not it. It gapped up, went sky high. The money was to be made this morning. I ain't chasing it this afternoon. I don't want that headache. Here we got OBLG. I don't know what this company does, but all the moving averages, price above. We do have a wick here at the top, so let's just take a look at the 1 day. See if there's any trades coming up here. Oh, nope. Well, that's the level of support. It's in a strong support zone right now. So if you're going to day trade this one, you're in the support zone. If you're trying to buy the dip in this one during the day, you're at the support zone here. 565, I'm putting a stop not far below at 550, maybe 545 if I want to give up a little bit more room. But right now, it looks like the momentum, like I said, I'd wait for a little bit more optimism here. It looks like price action still wants to continue down. But if it drops much below 550, I don't know if you're in it or not, I'd be getting ready to get out of it. But if we do get some bottom fishing opportunities here, again, I put a tight stop. Mine's around 545 if you're going to get in it right now. It's about a 15 cent risk, 17 cent risk right now. Or no, 545. Sorry, 22 cent risk. Been a long day. But yeah, ultimately it's not doing a whole lot right now. We see the volume starting to drop out as well. So just keep that one on your eye. That first one though looked really good. This one, nope, it's giving it all away. Now this one here, we got Lovesac Company. Look at this big body candlestick here. That's the level of support, 24.97. So if you're going to get in it, I'd put a stop right around there. All my stocks moving except 4, but still holding. Rivian. All right, Deborah. See here. But yeah, this one here would be a high flyer. You're going to put it in there, 24.97. That would be the stop. Otherwise, we're right at a level of resistance here. We're there. Oh, that resistance goes way back. Yep, that's the resistance right there. 26.21. We're about a quarter away from confirmation here. So again, if you want to keep this one on your radar, this is called Love. That's the symbol. Lovesac is the company. It's retail. Now again, where it's approaching resistance, 26.21, about just shy of a quarter higher here. But if we get confirmation, this actually might be a good trade setup too, because the next level of resistance not until 27.59. So we got some more room there, right? Is this moving strategy in the section? Is this moving strategy in the what do you mean by that, Scott? Is this moving strategy in the section? All my stocks moving, AOSL. Let's see here. Here we've got AIXI. Let's go to 1 day. Not a lot of volume. I don't like it. Very gappy. Very, very gappy. Oh, big candle and Love. Yeah, a lot of these are big. So these are the big movers, Deborah. If you're just joining now, we did the big movers. We did candlesticks before. We got EIGO. Let's see here. 1 year. I don't like that one either. As far as big movers, I'm liking Netgear and Lovesac. Now, Bullish engulfing, there were a lot of winners on this. If you are just tuning in, we went through these stocks. This is looking at a Bullish engulfing candlestick. And honestly, a lot of these just had fresh 3 and 8 day crossovers. Yes, Unisearch, right? So if I go to Unisearch, we got searches dash candlesticks here. This is where I found this. You've got bearish candlesticks and you've got some bullish candlesticks, as well as some dojis here. These are, like neutrals or reversal patterns. I'm not going to break these down, but yes, I'm going to speak with Glenn when he's feeling better, and we're going to put some candlestick videos out there. There's money to be made with these candlesticks. Now, got fuel cell here. Oh yeah, my buddy, if you want to know why I was looking at fuel cell, my buddy messaged me earlier and said, hey, what do you think about fuel cell? And I said, well, buddy, if you want to buy a stock that keeps going down, and he does, he trades a little bit. He's not the most, he doesn't trade a whole lot. So I just made it simple for him. Downward trend line. If it breaks this, you got somewhere to go. But otherwise, good luck with that. I tried to tell him, you want stocks doing what it's all. You want stocks to do what we want it. You want stocks to be doing what we want it to be doing, right? You don't want stocks You don't want a stock to be going up when it's actually going down like this one, right? You'd rather wait for the stock to give you some kind of turnaround sign. So only, just looking at it for a few seconds, the only glimmer of hope here was just it's approaching this trend line. So if you're interested in breaking downward breaking trend lines, this fuel cell clean energy company here. Let's see here, Deborah. I do 7, 3, and 28 as settings. Are those exponential moving averages, Deborah? Big candle and love. Let's see here. All right. So those are the stocks here. So now I want to get yours. Let's see your new watch list. We'll do 9, 12. All right. Now start typing in stock symbols. One stock symbol per person. How many likes do we have, Joey? Do you know? You better hit that like button. Better hit it. Yesterday, 37 likes. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Otherwise, we got 4 stocks. Let's see here. All right. All right, we got the symbols. We got IAG, CLAC, ATI, Rivian, AMD, RKLB. All right, how many stocks is that at? All right, we've got 6 companies, so we're going to start with these 6. We've got 50 likes. I gave you 1 free stock. If I get a couple more likes here, I'll give you a couple extra stocks. Yeah, there's a lot of stocks here. Broadcom, AFL, AOSL, a lot of good stocks in that list. All right, so we got Gold Corp at the top of the list here. Let's see what kind of stocks you gave me. Obviously, we got a gold stock at the top. Look at that. Semiconductor manufacturing, AMD. You know, that's one of my personal favorites. Steel, alloy, aerospace and defense, electronics, semiconductor, and auto and truck. So pretty diverse group. You know, we got some 2 semis, so a third semis. Other are pretty diverse. All these stocks are up today except this one. We got KLAC. If we look at the RT, there's actually only one of 2 stocks with the one of 3 stocks with the RT below 1. So KLAC, I can't get behind it today. Just I don't want to buy on a down day. It's down almost about 1.5% here. But let's see, we got Gold Corp at the top. If we look at RT relative timing, 1.64, right? That's the highest in the list, right behind Rocket Lab. So that being said, I would have to imagine that there's probably some momentum behind gold stocks in general, which I'm not surprised by that. I was actually looking at commodities today. A lot of commodities are moving higher. Because I know we came across uranium as a hot industry yesterday in afternoon market action. So if you're not familiar with the uranium space, definitely take a look at some of those stocks. Looks like I think the industry was up almost 7% yesterday. So a lot of momentum there. But look, the company itself trading at $5.35. We value $8. So if you want to value trade in gold, I mean fundamentally mixed here. RS, right at 1. Not. Pretty neutral, really. I mean, 1's the neutral rating, so pretty close to that oscillation point. But the trend is in our favor. Stock's got a buy rating. It's rocking and rolling. It's moving up right now. So, try to squeeze a couple bucks out of it if you can. Now, we got AMD, the second one here. Look, price $151. We valued at $138, right? Now, I don't know. I'll wait till we get to the graph to talk about that. But look, fundamentally sound 1.5, RS 1.4. Relative timing's a struggle, right? The stock's been on the pullback a lot, along with a lot of the semiconductor companies. So I'm not surprised that the RT is not above 1 right now. If you're thinking about buying AMD or any of these semis, you're buying the dip, right? Let's be honest. You're buying the dip. You're trying to get some discounts. I ain't mad at it, right? We got the hold here on this one. ATI. Now this stock here trading at $62. We valued at $68, so it is slightly undervalued, but fairly valued itself. Moving up, it's almost just over 1.5% up to the upside right now. Fundamentally, it's favorable in both categories, right? Even gold, the Gold Corp company, IAG was not fundamental in both. So I do like the fact that it's fundamentally sound in an uptrend, has the buy rating, right? If I scroll over to the right, let's see what the forecasted data. Actually, look, all the forecasted data, sales growth rate and growth rate and earnings. We see a couple double digits in here. Gold is actually, IAG, a lot of good forecasted data there. The other one's single digits, but they're positive, right? Nothing, too crazy there other than the 71% sales growth rate in Rocket Lab. That's something to take note of for sure. And that's actually the next stock here. So let's talk about it. Trading at almost $7. We value it 79 cents. what can I say, right? That's my warning. That's my warning, right? Is if you're in it, you're in it. But just know we valued at 79 cents. Doesn't mean and that's not a target price. That's just what we feel the company is worth now, right? Doesn't mean can't keep going higher, right? Clearly the stock's at a high uptrend at 1.66. So it's probably news driven. You have to look at the news here on Rocket Lab. I can already tell you it's moving up. It's up another, over 3% today. So, the momentum's there. We don't have the hold rating. And if I had to guess why, it's probably because, fundamentally, a little weak, but still is an uptrend right now. It's a hold. So if you want to take a little bit more risk and you want some momentum, here's a good company for you, Rocket Lab. We got KLAC. Now we've got two stocks down in this group, that and Rivian Auto. This one's down 1.5%. Rivian pretty flat here, down, 0.07%. So, pretty flat. Now the valuation here, right? KLA overvalued. We trading at 737. We value it just over $600. Fundamentally favorable. RT, the momentum's to the downside right now. Now the CI tells me historically this stock likes to go up a lot more than it goes down. So it might be some good bottom fishing here. We're going to take a look at the chart and let you know in just a moment. Now we got Rivian Auto here. I know there's a lot of people like Rivian. It's definitely a retail trader stock. Valuation way overvalued, right? We're valuing at $5.86. Fundamentally not there. Relative timing, it's in a downtrend right now. It's probably why it's got the hold rating. Even the CI, this right here is telling me that's the lowest CI in the list. Be careful if you're trying to buy this one on a dip. Please be careful because this one looks like it might just keep dipping. Just historically speaking, right? We're about to take a look at the charts. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment. All right, here's the graphs. We got IAG. Lower left to top right, right? I don't know if you guys remember my first video this year, January. I forget exactly what date, but right after the New Year's was on gold. And I said, watch out. Gold's about to do big things this year. And boy, I was right. The correlation between gold interest rates and the dollar valuation was not matching up last year. I don't know if you watched a couple of my videos that I talked about it. It's actually been a while since I've done a gold video. You know what? Maybe we should do a gold video here soon. We're talking candlesticks and gold. That's what I've gotten out of today. So candlesticks and gold. We're going to definitely do a gold video. I see opportunities in it. Look at this. Big body candlestick today. If you're in it, I ain't worried. It just hit a brand new high. I ain't worried about selling it right now. That's for sure. John Boz, I am shorting Tesla, John, waiting for their next earnings and maybe warnings. Deborah, good stock. Rivian has been a good short. John, yeah, John, but your good short is always someone's bag they're holding, right? So that's why I always tell you, don't want to be the bag holder at the end of the day. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined. But look at this. Big bodied candlestick today. Brand new high. We just got confirmation. 3 above the 8, 20-day. It's all there. All looks good, right? Me, I'm a buyer of it. I like it. I like what I see here. Nice, strong buy rating. We look at 1 year. Beautiful chart. Lower left, top right. No complaints. IAG, thank you for ever giving me IAG. Appreciate you. It's a small position for me, Ryan. We're more late summer is when buying uranium stock looks like buying is starting to come in. Yeah, Rabor. Well, uranium, I don't know if you saw in the news story or not, with Putin and Russia, where they're pretty much about to put restrictions on uranium, nickel, palladium, a bunch of resources that the Western nations look for or purchase from Russia. Now, Russia is not my biggest concern when it comes to uranium prices. Kazakhstan. I've done uranium videos before, but I don't know if you've ever heard of Kazakhstan. It's a former Soviet Union country just south of Russia, but they dominate the uranium supply. From what I remember, like the articles, this was a couple months ago, but it was like something like 60% of the market. But that's Russia's neighbor. So again, Russia has some power when it comes to uranium. If they're trying to restrict uranium to getting to the West, I see that putting prices in uranium, and that could benefit the space as a whole. So, and actually one of my coworkers told me about that. When would the first green light happen next? It would be tomorrow, Jake. Tomorrow would be the earliest. We can't get it today simply because of 5 days ago we were on a red light. Can't go from red to to green. Got to have a transition there. So tomorrow, as long as the market moves up, VVC moves up tomorrow, you're going to see a green light in the price column of the color guard. All right, let's zoom back in here. We got AMD here. This is one of my crowd favorites. Probably my favorite stock. Had my mom in this for quite some time. She made a killing on it, about 50% in the stock trade. Now, look at again here. Look, all the moving averages just became in our favor, right? And I was talking about this before. So I'm going to add value here because I said the same thing with this company as I did with NVIDIA. Now, if I go to capital appreciation, I say if AMD gets below value, look out for it. Look, it was undervalued for all of, maybe half a day. If I use a date line here, it was undervalued, and you can see right when it hit that value, boom, the buyers came in and the price action is up. I like it. I like AMD. It's in a hot space, but just like everything, you just got to be careful. The market's pretty volatile right now with all these big swings. So just have a plan in place. But right now, if you use a 3 and 8, the 20-day exponential moving average, keep it simple. Hopefully, you should make a couple bucks. The only thing to note here, we're about to hit a level of resistance at 152. So if you want 152.60 right now, we're at 150.60, $2 away. So if you want some confirmation, wait $2. Otherwise, if you're feeling itchy and bored this afternoon, it's up to you, right? Our spell corrector is killing me. Kazakhstan. Oh yeah, don't ask me how to spell Kazakhstan. It's been a while. How about PTR? Could it keep going? I don't see PTR slowing down. I got to take a look at it. Remore, same here, short, waiting for revenue. They may hold or sell. Remore, which one are you talking about here? NGD gold. Oh, low price. Yeah, I got you. But yeah, gold stocks, definitely keep an eye on them. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing another gold video here soon. But again, before gold got real popular, I was like, what's the most important video I could put out for the beginning of the year? That was going to be gold. And I felt like it was the safest and best investment. And if you go on the YouTube channel, you can see exactly why I said why. But it has to do with the correlation between that and interest rates. Let's see here. We'll go back 3 months. This one here, let's go back to a year. So what we got. Okay, nice. Lower left, upper right. Little volatile in the middle here. But look, undervalued, right? This is exactly what we want. This is it. This is the power of the software here. You see the value way up here. You see the candlesticks way down here. The goal is they meet somewhere in the middle, right? You want the candlesticks to rise to meet value. That's the whole goal. Look at this. They met. And then again, undervalued. We see the value still rising, right? I like what I see here. And it's in a hot space right now. Steel. Let's see how. All right, we got Rocket Lab. Let me get rid of our value here because that's distorting Rocket Lab. You can obviously tell Rocket Lab's way overvalued right now. So this is a high-flying momentum stock here. I can already tell you I don't like that upper wick. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, there we go. Uncheck that. I don't like that upper wick. And we're right at level of resistance here, 743. We're at 785 right now with the upper wick. Either A, if you're in it, you see the moving averages I'm using, probably going to keep you in it pretty well. Otherwise, if you're not in it, I want to buy today. I'd either wait to take out today's high for confirmation, or if I want some real confirmation, I'd wait to see what price action does as we approach this level of resistance. The prior high, 743. If we get a clear break with some momentum, I'm going to ride that momentum out into a new high. But right now, I wouldn't purchase it today. But if you're owning Rocket Lab, I don't know who gave it to me. DCAM, would you buy NVIDIA right now? I just bought NVIDIA. I just bought it. I bought a couple shares. I never bought NVIDIA before. I told everybody last 2 weeks. I said NVIDIA goes back to undervalued. Scoop it up. Guess what? I scooped up a couple shares. I may not buy as much as you guys. I don't have a whole lot of money, but I do own some NVIDIA now. I ain't mad at it. It's a good company. It is what it is. I feel like I got a good price on it. We got Rocket Lab here. Like I said, unless we take out this upper wick, or if you want more confirmation, we're going to take out that high. Here we got KLAC. I don't really like this chart at all, at least over the last 3 months. I'll be honest with you. 6 months, yeah, not much better. 1 year, a lot better. A lot better. I'm going to tell you, if you bought this stock less than $400 and it went up to $900, and now you're just riding it down, somewhere along the way, protect some profits, right? Even if you protect profits at a higher level, the whole you could reallocate those sources back into the stock at a lower level, or go to something else. But just losing all the profits that you would have made, never a good idea. I mean, with price action, all the moving averages below that 20-day, I'm not in it. We saw a big drop. Let's see here. Let's go to a 3-month. Saw a big drop here. Is that earnings or anything? No, it might just be news related or market related. Pretty volatile right now. But the 3's below the 8. Yeah, nothing I see here that I like. This is a semiconductor company. Yeah. So for this wood here, let's actually add something here. I want to add the earnings per share. It is rising, right? $733. I just feel like there's a lot of good semiconductor companies out there right now that are showing a little bit better trade setups. I mean, if you're in it, you're in it, right? I mean, here's the level right here. I mean, the first one's at 730. We're at 734. That's going to be the first key support level. If that breaks, I mean, definitely protect profits, right? And I'm not a financial advisor. I could tell you what to do. Any chance that the 6 p.m. information with Ryan and Glenn can use the investor community? Like the 6 p.m. video, if we can insert it into the investment community? I never really thought about that. I guess, yeah, I don't see why we couldn't. I'll talk to them and see because I know they have, because the investor community room is new, and we're going to be adding new shows, whatever you want to call it, demonstrations on the community room. But I will mention that to them because it doesn't take much more just to download the file over there. I'll mention that to him, Scott. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. I found your international forum segment very educational and easy to implement. Thank you, Jake. Hey, Jake, I really have just been utilizing that over like the last 2-3 months. If you don't know what Jake is talking about, essentially I was using our value and the star search for Fastlane, right? You want to find undervalued stocks that are now in the fast lane. Jake, that's pretty much as easy. That's an easy strategy, finding undervalued stocks. And a lot of the ones I use were like top VST, just kind of cherry pick the top, high quality stocks that are undervalued in the fast lane. And you saw the demonstrations, Jake. Jake, you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. It was new. It was fresh. I had to bring something to the table. I mean, Stan, he's always got great information. So I just want to make sure I brought something valuable to the table. Thank you for that feedback, Jake. That was only my second forum I've ever done. It was, easy is good. That's why I like it, because some people, you got like 50 different indicators on this chart. I can't even see the candlesticks. They just want to convince themselves to do something they probably shouldn't. But KLC, like I said, just protects the profits here. You see it on the downtrend finally. It's below the 20-day. I mean, I'm not going to give it too much wiggle room. That looks like a pretty strong level of support here at 730. But as long as this high, see how this low is higher than this low? I do like that from a definition of an uptrend. If you're going to bottom fish on it, Jake knows me. I like to keep it easy. Boom. There's the trend line. That's going to be my stop right there. So if you're in it, if you did some bottom fish of KLC, that's it. Just stay above there. And that trend line is going to rise as the future continues. That trend line is going to continue to rise. So either candlesticks have to rise to keep you in the trade, or they'll just flatten out or pull back and get you out. See a 735. And that trend line is about 700 right now. It's about $40 on a $730 stock. That's not a very wide stop at all. Let's see here. All right, here's Rivian. I know Rivian's been talked about. Let's go to 1 year. No, on a 1 year. That doesn't look good. Let's go to a 5 year. Now, who gave me Rivian? Who gave it to me? And I just want to know what your objectives are with Rivian before I give you an opinion. Like I want to help you. Government contracts on uranium there. Grade is GVXX is grade 6. Let's see here. Who gave me Rivian? Anybody know? Was that you, Deborah? I just want to know what your objective is with Rivian. Are you looking for a quick day? Well, there's your swing trade opportunity. The 3 just crossed above the 8. As far as a long-term position here, I mean, this has been a tough ride, Rivian. Let's be honest, it's been a tough ride. So I'm not gonna advocate some kind of long-term investment in Rivian today. All I'm going to talk about is the trade setup that I see. We see the moving averages here. Zoom into 3 month. 3 just crossed above the 8. Price action is above the 20-day. I'd want to see a little bit more confirmation, right? We see the prior high here, right at that level of resistance. So yeah, there's a trade setting up for Rivian right now. I would think more of a quick, swing trade, depending how much momentum we get behind Rivian. But as far as a long-term investment, I can't get behind it. And that is why. That is why. Look at this. Look at that stock when it came out. I mean, that was a retail favorite. It was well over $100. We never, look at our valuation. Let me use this date line here. Our valuation, $11.62, right? Now, this was back in 2021. There's a lot of retail traders. EVs was all the craze, low interest rates. But this stock did not do well, that situation, right? It was just pulled back. It went from over $100, well over $150 for the high. Now it's trading at $13.87. Overvalued right now, even with this big pullback. We're not getting, the stock itself has been undervalued a couple times, but what I don't like to see, now I don't mind, I did, but I'm just not sure if I want to sell. Deborah, again, I don't know what you bought it at, and I'm not a financial advisor, I can't tell you what to do, but I will say this as a warning. Now, if this stock, and this isn't just Rivian, just is a bit of guidance you could say from me from looking at the program so long, that if a stock is overvalued, right? Yeah, that's a concern. I'm not too concerned about it. But what I am concerned about, you see the value dropping and price rising, right? So the gap is getting bigger and bigger. It would be different if we saw, let me use a freehand line. If we saw value just rising, right? Now, if value was rising and the stock was overvalued, I would be less concerned about that, right? Especially an EV company, because I get it. There's a lot of retail and a lot of hype when it comes to EV stocks. A lot of them are overvalued, but I at least want to see the valuation on the rise, right? And that's what we're not seeing here. So that's going to be my big concern. All right. Now, we went through a lot of stocks today. I hope everybody enjoyed. Joey, do we have a last screen today? Do we have a takeout screen? All right, we do have a takeout screen. Okay, yeah, Joey had to make, some of the scenes here because I didn't want to use Glenn's computer. He was sick, so I don't want to catch any germs. But my prayers are with him. I hope he's feeling better. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Roger says, if value isn't rising, the business is doomed. Roger, I don't know if the business is doomed, but my interest in buying it is definitely getting doomed, right? Oh, Palantir. Okay, real quick. We're going to end on the Palantir note. Oh, sorry. Yep, there we go. We're going to end on this screen. We're not going to be fancy today and have a closing screen. I'm just going to give you guys what you want. We got Palantir, PLNTR, brand new high. Who's worried about it? Brand new high today. Why are you worried about it? Slow ass move after getting into New York Stock Exchange. Thanks, Ryan Troy. All right, so yeah, as far as Palantir, I'm gonna keep it short. So let's go to 1 year chart. Well, I can already tell you all the moving averages are going to be in our favor, the 3, 8, and 20, just because we hit a new high. But look, earnings per share on the rise. Even RT is still remaining above 1.5. A lot of momentum here. Still got the buy rating. I like what I see here, right? If you are concerned about Palantir, if you bought Palantir way back when Glenn was first talking about it, probably 16, 18 bucks, somewhere in there, you're up quite a bit, right? So you got to, you got to protect that profit. You can do so with a simple trend line. But right now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I'd be looking at. Boom. Keep it simple. Otherwise, if you just bought into it and you want a really tight stop, my really tight stop is going to be right here. Because if it crosses below this, guess what? It's going to want to fill the gap. So why give up a couple more bucks if we already know it's going to want to fill the gap, right? So that would be an easy stop right here. Nice, simple trend line. Otherwise, if you want a tighter one, I would do the top of the gap. But hey, other than that, you guys have a great, wonderful week. It's been a pleasure. I will see you next week, okay? Hopefully, Glenn will be back. Love you guys. Bye.